Hello everyone and welcome to Atheist Bible Study number 24. I'm Joe Dixon. Every week I read from the Bible and be Bible stories and give you an interpretation of it from the atheist point of view. Or at least my atheist point of view. Not every atheist necessarily agrees with this, but you know how it is. Anyway, so previously, in doing my studies, I like to do a little alcoholic beverage just to keep it interesting for you, me, and everyone watching. Today I'm drinking Smirnoff Ice Wild Grape. I'm a little leery of giving brands and stuff on it, but I'm thinking, what the hell? I've long since stopped caring. I did it because before I had like Lenny Bruce beer, which isn't called Lenny Bruce, but I call Lenny Bruce because it's got Lenny Bruce on the cover, on the label. So, but today I'm having Smirnoff Ice Wild Grape, which I don't technically isn't even really a booze. It's like a soda with a little bit of booze in there. But it tastes good, and it does have some alcohol, so we'll take it. And it was what was in the house. Anyway, this is too much information, isn't it? Let's get into the Bible study. That's what you come here for, the Bible study. By the way, if you you're welcome to give any sort of advice what you think should do different with the Bible study. Maybe more voices. I haven't done voices in a while, or funny faces or something. I don't know. Whatever. Just let me know. I won't necessarily do it, but I will read it and see what's going on here. But let's get into this. So anyway, so this is the plague of frogs is about to happen. See, the Pharaoh is really pissed that Moses came to him because Moses said, hey, I want to go in the woods with my male friends and pray. Wink. So Pharaoh's like, what? Get out of here. What? And God comes to Moses and says, listen, you guys really need to pray to me. Seriously, I need that prayer. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to screw things up for the Pharaoh a lot. But you need to keep telling him and the people. And people go like, why are you going to the people, who Moses is supposed to be freeing? Go like, why are you bothering the Pharaoh? He's getting mad at us. And Moses go, well, so he goes back to God and go, listen, I'm getting all this shit from my people. And God says, I'll take care of it. I'll send plagues to Pharaoh to make your people go. Why I just don't either kill Pharaoh or just visit Pharaoh myself, I don't know. I'm God. But I'm going to have you do it because I need a representative. I know I use this example too much, but apparently he needs Jimmy Olsen or Lois Lane, whatever way you want to pick Moses in, because it doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't he just do it himself? What does he need Moses or Aaron for? Aaron is Moses' brother, if you don't know. And they're doing this together, but it's mostly Moses' story. Anyway, the plague of frogs, because God's going to teach that Pharaoh a lesson. I'm going to, I'm so mad. You won't let the people go in the woods and pray for me. So, the plague of frogs. 7 days passed after the Lord had struck the waters. So they went to the waters and made it bloody. And then the magicians who the Pharaoh employs, Dr. Strange and all those guys, went down there and changed it back from blood to back to water. Which is disgusting. Why would God make the whole river blood? That's totally gross. So anyway, so he does that. The magicians changed it back, and now God's come back with another idea. So 7 days passed after the Lord had struck the waters. Then God said to Moses, go to Pharaoh and say to him, these are the words of the Lord. Let my people go so they may worship me. If you refuse to let them go, then I will send a plague of frogs all over your country. The river shall bring forth quantities of frogs, which shall come up into your house, and into your bedroom, and into your bed, and into your houses, and your servants' houses, and upon your people, and into your ovens, and into your cooking bowls. And the frogs will swarm all over you and your people, and all over your servants. Why the frogs are bothering the servants and the people who have nothing to do with the Pharaoh's decision, I don't know. Although it's going into their ovens and in their bowls. If you're French, this is perfect. Like, oh, frog's legs. Thanks, God. Some people are going to, geez, I've always wanted frog. Thanks. So some people are not going to be pissed. If you don't like frog, then it's not so cool. But if you happen to like the taste of frog, which tastes like chicken, by the way, I don't know if you know that. I've had frog. It tastes like chicken, so why not? And God commanded Moses, saying, tell Aaron to stretch out his hand with your rod over the streams. I use rods a lot. If you haven't been here before, God's rod is very hot stuff here in this section of Bible story. Tell Aaron to stretch out his hand with your... tell Aaron to stretch out his hand with your... I've been drinking. Tell Aaron to stretch out his hand with your rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come upon the land of Egypt. Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land. But the magicians did the same with their enchantments, and they brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. So they brought out the frogs, God's frogs, and the magicians came by, hey, we can do the same trick, and they put the frogs back. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, pray to the Lord, and ask him to take, oh no, I'm sorry, the magicians couldn't bring it back, because the magicians did the same with their enchantments, and they brought up the frogs upon the land of Egypt. Why did the magicians also do it? I don't know. I'm just reading as I go along, people. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, "Pray to the Lord and ask him to take the frogs away from me and my people, and I will let the people go in order they will make sacrifices to the Lord." Moses said to Pharaoh, "When shall I pray for you and for your servant and for your people to have the frogs destroyed among you and your houses so that they may remain only in the river?" "Tomorrow," Pharaoh said. Then Moses said, "It shall be as you ask, so that you may know that there is no one like the Lord our God with his frog powers." Sorry. God, I just realized God is Aquaman. I'm saying Jimmy Olsen, God is Aquaman because he's got the frogs. He's in the water. Aquaman controls all the things in the water. God is Aquaman. Yeah, that's what it is. Frogs go into the land of Egypt. And the Egyptians are like, "Holy shit with the frog. What the fuck?" Except for those who like frog. Then they go like, "This is delicious. Awesome. I fucking love frog. Thank God. Thanks, God. Froggies. So that and it shall be as you ask, as Moses speaks, so that you may know that there is no one like the Lord our God. The frog shall be taken from you and your houses and from your servants and from your people. They shall remain only in the river." And I'm sure some people were very disappointed about that. Like, wait a minute. Must we get rid of all the frogs? Dude, they're delicious. Have you ever had powdered, deep-fried frog? Hey, how about chocolate-covered frog? Come on. Can we at least agree on that? Chocolate-covered. But they wouldn't listen. They put them right back in the river. And Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh, and Moses prayed to the Lord about the frogs which he had brought down upon Pharaoh. Why had to pray to the Lord? The Lord doesn't know this. The Lord's like, I'm busy somewhere. What did I do? Let me put the frogs in the Egyptians. I don't pay attention to the rest of the world. So I mean, something like God has a whole other plan. This is the only section of town he's interested in. The Lord did according to the prayer of Moses. Hey God, hey, get rid of the frogs. The Pharaoh fell for it. God, really? All right. The frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. Oh, great, he kills all the fucking frogs. So, I said before he didn't hurt the frogs. He does hurt the frogs. Why would he kill the frogs? What did the frogs do? They're only doing what he asked. He came out of the river. Why not put them back in the river? No, he's going to kill them. That's not cool. The frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields, and they were gathered up in heaps, and the whole land smelled of them. Well, got that frog smell. Did you think, oh my, God killed one of Kermit's ancestors? Son of a bitch. You killed Froggy. You killed Kermit. God, you bastard. You killed Kermit. Okay, now, so this is what the frogs are going, right? Ow. Then, now the plague of lice happens, ladies and gentlemen. But when Pharaoh saw that they were gone, the frogs were gone, he hardened his heart and would not listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord had said. So God said to Moses, well, at least this time he hardened his own heart. God didn't have to get involved in it. Anyway, so God says to Moses, tell Aaron to stretch out his hand with his rod and strike the dust of the land so that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. So he's going to lice. Hey! I live in New York City. We got a ton of bed bugs problems. I wonder if you think maybe that's like one of the plagues? How come you should have bed bugs? That will freak everybody the fuck out. Anyway, but I'm sorry. Anyway, to tell Aaron to stretch out his hand with his rod and strike the dust of the land so that it became lice throughout the land of Egypt. Moses did so. Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and struck the dust of the earth. Boom. Like Thor's hammer, boom. You know, with that, he gets the thing and he turns him Don Blake in the Thor. Is he still Don Blake? I haven't read Thor in a long time. Anyway, Moses did so. Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and struck the dust of the earth, and it became lice on the men and on the beasts throughout all Egypt. Again, these people had nothing to do with the Pharaoh. Why is the lice on the people? Put it on the Pharaoh. Why put it on the people? I don't understand. But then again, why not just meet with the Pharaoh and just say, this is what I want? But no, he's going to have Moses do everything. But we've made that point, right? So we're going to move on. The magicians, they're back. Regular Penn and Teller here, ladies and gentlemen. The magicians tried to do the same with their enchantments to get rid of the lice, but they could not. So they said to Pharaoh, this is the work of God. So it's weird when they can't see it, it's the work of God. Well, how come it's not their work? I don't know. I think they go like, this is some other magician. No, it's got to be God, because we can't get rid of it. It doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so that is Atheist Bible Study number 24. And 25, we're going to do the plague of flies is coming up. Then we're going to do the plague of the cattle, which I mentioned before. Last week I was doing a preview, and they're going to kill poor cattle. The flies. I don't care about killing flies, though. Who gives a fuck about flies? Flies are disgusting. Kill those. Why did God even make flies? I mean, seriously. Why did he make anything? He seems to kill it the first chance he gets. Oh, they're sitting down there. I'll drown them all. Oh, the fire won't do as I say. Let me kill cattle and frogs. That's what I'll do. I like killing things. I'm fabulous. I'm God. I'm Superman. I'm Bizarro. That's who God is. He's Bizarro Superman. Because this is very strange. I love you. I love you very much. Oh, how much I love you. And I'm going to show you my love for you by killing a lot of shit and sending diseases and plagues down on you, and and also, by the way, there's a hell when you die. So worship me incessantly, because that's all God wants. The light just fell. That all God wants is to be worshipped. He's not doing this for any other reason. He's not doing it for love or money. It'd be weird if he did it for money. He's just doing this because he wants to be worshipped. The only reason he wants Moses' people free, the only reason he wants Moses to go in the wilderness, is that they can worship him. He says it right there in the book. That's the only reason. Nothing about freedom or the wonders of being out on your own or whatever, or being free people. No. His whole rule is, I want you to worship me in the wilderness. That is the only reason. Read it yourself, people. Read it. The religious people go to the webpage and go like, oh, do you talk about religion? Blah, 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 blah. Read your own damn book. Moses is freed from slavery, not because slavery is bad. He's freed because God wants him to worship in the wilderness. That's the only reason God wants them there. Nothing about freedom, nothing about love, nothing about happiness, nothing about their own personal wants of the people. No, it's what God wants, and what he wants is worship. This guy is a freaking egomaniac. So I'm sorry, that's just what's there. I'm just reading the text, and it's what's in the text. I think we should have a literal reading of the Bible. I'm just literally reading. I'm not doing any metaphors. I'm literally reading what's there. All right, anyway, so that's Atheist Bible Study number 24. But I'm sorry, I'm about to, let me finish this off.